Unfortunately, he didn't get to see the last outing because the horrendous and dangerous winds brought an abrupt end to it all. Hopefully, this trip's going to be a little bit better. Welcome to the Journeyman's Tales. Welcome to another Journeyman's Tales, and slightly different from the last aborted trip. It is really calm, it's dry, I think it's more northerly at the moment than westerly, but it's supposed to be northwesterly, swinging round to southwesterly, and then maybe back again. Dry now, rain coming. No idea what the barometric pressure is, I think it's still quite high, but warm. I think it's supposed to be 13 degrees or something, crazy warm for the time of year. Anyway, we're back out again. As I said, the last trip was aborted because of the horrendous winds. I don't know if you've seen some of the photos on Facebook, but at one point my trolley was completely blown upside down with my spod rod and marker rod underneath it, bearing in mind that that's a power barrow, so it's quite a heavy barrow with the motor and the battery on it. That was simply tossed upside down. Fortunately, the rods weren't broken. The only major damage was to the bivvy. One of the poles got bent and the overwrap was getting ripped off. Now, I thought in the middle of the night when I had a quick nose out the door, because the door was shut most of the night because the wind was coming straight at me, and there wasn't a lot of sleeping going on, let me tell you, that the material had actually ripped, but it hadn't, fortunately. What had happened, the elastics had pulled through the plastic ball retainers inside the webbing, so it wasn't as bad as I initially thought. It cost a couple of elastics to be replaced, and I say the pole to be replaced, which all came in for under 50 quid. But it could have been a hell of a lot worse, and I thought it was a lot worse, I say, when it was flapping around in the middle of the night. So yeah, I took the opportunity in the morning, because it was dry, to get out of it, because it was due to be pouring with rain and the wind's getting stronger. So unfortunately that trip wasn't to be. So hopefully we'll be out for a few nights. We're up in the lee of it a bit here on the far side of the lake, and yeah, there's not that many on, but a few fish are now beginning to come out from around the lake from a number of different swims, so presumably because the water's getting warmer. I mean, it's quite spring-like now. They're going to start moving around in their normal summer ways, if you like, or certainly spring ways. So we'll see, but I'm feeling a bit positive than I was when I left here last time. But as soon as something exciting happens, I'll get back to you. Good morning. And that was a very quiet night. The wind dropped down completely. It was very still. Cloud moved on a bit. We had a bit of a moon at one point, but very warm for the time of year. It's really heading towards spring at a rapid rate of knots at the moment if it carries on like this. But we are due for some torrential rain at some point, but hey, it is what it is, isn't it? But at least I'm not getting blown off the water this trip. I did manage a bream about 11:30 last night on the middle rod, and quite a big one too. I mean, it must have been heading towards £10 if it hadn't gone over that mark. but I didn't weigh it. It went straight back. But yeah, we just need one run. And as I said yesterday, the fish are moving around a bit more. They're getting into spring mode where they are travelling around the lake a bit more. So hopefully they'll come past during the course of the day, if not tonight. There were some boshing off to my right in the corner last night and halfway between me and the next swim. So I did put a rod over there for most of the night, but that hasn't materialised into anything. What it did do last night was watch Nick Hellier on YouTube at Virginia Water, and it's quite a nice relaxing video, none of this screaming and shouting and jumping about. He's quite a relaxed approach, and it was yeah, nice for a change. He's got a few things to wake up to. He thinks 50's old. He's got a few things to wake up to there, but I love his approach. I love his attitude. He's a real grafter, and he calls himself lucky. I think he's a damn good angler that cultivates his luck. But yeah, well worth a watch, that one. Anyway, I'm going to finish this coffee and maybe redo the left-hand rod just because I can, and we'll see where we go. Well, as the light is slowly fading into early evening, I thought I'd give you a bit of an update. Not that there's anything to really update you on. It's been a long, old, quiet day, it has to be said. We did get a bit of sunshine this afternoon, but it's clouding over, ready for the impending monsoon, apparently. But I've just redone all three rods. The left-hand rod and the middle rod are out in the deep water off the island, and the right-hand rod, which I've been using as a bit of a roving rod, actually, it's been all over the shop since I've been here, but that's out in open water off to my right, and that's about as exciting as it gets, really. Having said that, I dropped the right-hand rod from the boat on top of what the deeper was telling me was big fish on the bottom. What the deeper fails to tell you is what they class as big fish. And I have to say, I take all that with pinches of salt. I use it as a depth finder more than anything else. I don't believe all this fish nonsense. But there we are. That's it, settled in for the evening. I'm going to start cooking my tea, have something to eat, relax a bit, watching a bit of YouTube, and hope something turns up later on, when it's either before it starts tipping down with rain or during the rain. We'll see. Good morning, and as you can see, I'm filming inside the bivvy, which is the last place I want to be first thing in the morning, but it's been tipping down all night. The wind's picked up. It's due to last for most of the day. Only good thing is the barometric pressure is dropping, but absolutely nothing in the night. No boshing at all going on anywhere. The ones that were off to my right were very quiet last night. I'm not sure how many of us are on at the moment. I think there's 2 of us on, but maybe 3. Either way, not a lot is happening. The wind has turned round. Instead of the northwesterly, which is now predominantly southwesterly, which is what is bringing all this wet weather and wind in. As I say, the only good thing is the barometric pressure is dropping. But yeah, I'm in no rush to go out there. The rods were perfect when they went out last night. They'll be perfect again this morning, I'm assuming. Yeah, we wait with bated breath. I'm going to finish this coffee anyway and don the wet weather gear and sit here in anticipation, raring to go. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and finally the rain has stopped, and the wind has turned back round again to northwesterly. I was kind of hoping that southwesterly might have driven a bit of response from the fish, but as yet not to be. But having said that, as I say, the wind has gone back to the northwesterly, but the barometer has plummeted to below 1,000 now. So I've just refreshed all 3 rods. The left-hand rod and the middle rod have been fishing the island, are still out on the island drop-off, and the right-hand rod, which has been roving around off to my right, but a little bit more, a bit more distance than I have been fishing. I think there's only 2 of us up here. The guy the other side of the island, I think he's going to be packing up now the rain has stopped, so might well be just me on my own here tonight. But there we are. I can understand why, because there's nothing coming out. But very disappointing. I really thought the conditions are good. I don't know. At the moment, I just can't buy a bite. But what I say, we'll plug away for another night and call it a day. Early doors, I think. Yeah, still doing it. Still plugging away. There we go. Just after 11:30 on the left-hand rod. I can't tell you. What a relief, what a thrill. 28 pounds and a couple of ounces. I am chuffed, really chuffed. Makes all the discomfort well worthwhile, doesn't it, eh? Thrilled to bits. Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. All right. A couple of stills and send her on her way, I think. Fantastic. Well, that's the end of the session, and it's come to a real soggy end. About an hour ago there was torrential rain, and it's just eased off a tadge at the moment. It's only slight drizzle, but it's due to be setting in for most of the day now. But fortunately, I did get a bit of success last night. The wind dropped, it went very calm, it was warm, and the barometric pressure, which I think is all important, dropped like a stone, and had a lovely fish on the left-hand rod. And about half an hour later, on the same rod, I managed to foul hook an eel. Now, not for the first time. I don't know why that keeps happening. There's obviously a number of them out there. But it was foul hooked in the tail, yeah. Nowhere near the mouth. But there we are. That's me done. I'm going to slowly start packing away in the rain. But thanks for your company on this Journeyman's Tales. And I'll catch you all again soon. Cheers for now.